For many people, their knowledge of how fighter pilots interact is based off what they know about Maverick, Iceman, and Rooster. But how do real fighter pilots talk to each other? We recently came across a conversation between an American F-35 pilot and a German Typhoon pilot. So we thought you might like to see and hear the real thing in this week's Comms Check.
I'm First Lieutenant Alexander Grant. I go by Stitch, and I fly the Eurofighter Typhoon for the mighty Richthofen wing in Germany.
Yeah, I am Captain Patrick Pierce. Call sign is Hobbit. I fly F-35s out of RAF Lakenheath for this competition today. The way it was worked out is we were given a slip of paper. We had a location in which we're going to meet up at a certain altitude. We would not know who we're fighting until we turned in and at the merge. So as our aircraft passed by each other, I'm like, oh boy, there's a Eurofighter, which is actually like pretty cool.
I've never seen an F-35 so close. When we train in Germany, I only fight other Eurofighters, and you don't really understand what your advantage is. And today, with the Eurofighter having a little bit more thrust than the F-35, for example, I could definitely understand what the advantage of my aircraft is. And we were ever facing each other. He would probably kill me beyond visual range, even before I even knew he was there, because of his stealth capability. I don't have that.
So what it looked like today was a lot of one of these maneuvers, in which Stitch here was saddled up behind me and is able to get a gun's employment.
You can actually see the gun rounds counting down when I employ the gun, even though it's not loaded, it's just simulated.
You can just feel it in like the pit of your stomach. You're like, man, this guy just won to fight, and it hasn't even ended yet for another like minute or so. So the entire goal is, like, if you're defensive, is to survive and then create an offensive scenario as much as possible. The best way to do that is put them out front, at which now you're no longer defensive and you're the offender. That was cheesy.
He will probably be able to tell that I'm going in for guns by pointing my aircraft at him. And if I don't have my closure under control, I'm way too fast, he can basically just brake, and then I'm like, oh, and now I'm shooting behind his tail, and now I'm defensive.
You're underneath a lot of G's, if you will. You're going through some pretty extreme flight dynamics. If you're 200 pounds, that equals, 1,800 pounds of like what your body feels like at that time. You're looking behind, you're looking up, you're looking around, and you're underneath that kind of strain. It puts a pretty big physical strain on your body.
I would say I turn my head up to 7 Gs. After that, I don't do anymore, but that's not good for the neck, so